characters anyway with the backpacks on. So I made the music very military sounding.
Wow. See, I'm like getting inspired, and I think this is brilliant all over again. Did you
Yeah.
go through, before we move on, did you go through like, that it's brilliant? Did you go through like multiple incarnations, like where you submitted it and they're like, I don't know, let's find
Oh,
you?
definitely not. Definitely not. The
Wow.
first thing I submitted was it.
Wow.
And I relied heavily off of Gomer Pyle, is what I was thinking. The sergeant always yelling at Gomer, I can't hear you louder and all that kind of stuff. So it's really a drum cadence marching song, is what it is.
Well, I'm telling you, it's perfect for the Masked Singer. Like people should be singing this every season to come. I saw you on the talk this past Halloween season. Like, is it cyclical? Like I had Elvira on here and she told me, like October 1st, I'm not available for anything ever. That's my busy season. Like, do you get this resurgence every year around Halloween?
Absolutely. Halloween is a big holiday in America. And every Halloween, they're playing Ghostbusters. I think it's probably the #1 Halloween song of all time. When
Wow.
Michael Jackson passed, I think Thriller passed us for a little bit, but now it's back to Ghostbusters. And it's just a simple, easy song to sing. So when you
That's
think of what people are going to go out and sing while they're trick or treating, they're singing Ghostbusters because it's easy to do.
wow. Well, listen, so many musical greats have been on The Masked Singer and will continue to be. What do you think about music today? Like, what do you think about the current state of music?
Well, it's interesting. There's a lot of songs I like. There's a lot of stuff I'm not that fond of. But what I found is interesting as I asked my kids, they say, "Oh, I like so and so as an artist. He's the best in the world." I say, "Okay, well, hum me one of his songs," and they can't hum it. Or I say, "Well, then what was his hit last year?" They can't remember that either. I'm like, "Well, how's this stuff going to last 30, 40 years if you can't remember it 3, 4 months later?" So that part is pretty interesting. I don't know how they're gonna fix that. Like now you see artists coming out when they have their song is number 1 through 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 all at the same time, and it's because of this streaming thing and they're streaming all the stuff. So like one of my kids will say, "Well, that dead, he's more famous than Michael Jackson because he's got 1 through 10." I says, don't let that fool you. When Michael Jackson was at #1, it's a lot different from when this guy's at #1, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
Let's back off. Like being more famous than Michael Jackson. Yes, your children are making some pretty strong claims here, right?
They're making some pretty strong claims now. Come on.
Do you have someone specifically that you like in the current like chart toppers or like your kids? Like who do they like?
Boy, I can't remember all the names of the stuff my kids because I forget their names quickly. But I do like the job they did on Elton John with
Yeah,
Lupita, whatever her name is.
Dua
That
Lipa.
was really good. I thought that was a pretty clever record, for myself. I enjoyed that one.
That was really good. How do you
Yeah.
feel and I'm the same. I'm so bad with current music. It all sounds the
Yeah.
same to me. I am totally dating myself
Yeah.
now. Unless I hear it on the Masked Singer and someone sings it like every season
Right.
or it's a song that I'm like, okay, well now I know that song, but otherwise it all blends together. Like, how
Yeah.
do you feel the business has changed like since you've gotten into it? Like, where are we today?
Oh,
And
everything's changed. I mean, we don't even have vinyl anymore, which I thought was crazy. Then they went to CDs. Now we don't even have CDs anymore. Now the music is in the metaverse. I don't even know what a metaverse is. So I mean, I'm just completely lost.
it's
And that's
all
okay. Like I'm making a new record now. I only have to finish 2 or 3 more songs singing, which seems to be taking me forever. I'm slow as heck now. But I'm making the music for my group and my group of people. And the young people, if they like it, they can sample it and put their own lyrics over the top of it if they want to. But for me, that's pretty much it. I mean, everything has changed so much. The thing that I really, really do like the best is the way it records now. I like the digital recording and the sampling and the way you can move instruments around and stuff like that, and mixes and stuff like that. I think they've done a better job on that than we did before.
when do you think this new music will be out? Do you have any
Oh,
idea?
it'll be out. Yeah, it's going to be out in 2023 if it's the last thing I ever do. And the album is called Make America High Again.
I like that.
Yeah.
And maybe you'll do a little tour to support this.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'll go out a little bit. Now, it ain't going to be no 150 city tour, but, we'll go out and tour a little bit and play because I love playing anyway. So I'm always out doing something.
what about, like I mentioned, you work with like Diana and Tina, and you've written for so many of these great divas. What about, a Ray Parker Jr. and Beyonce collab? Can I just put that out into the world?
Yeah, I've actually never met Beyonce, but I played with her a few times on different shows, you know. So I don't know if that'll ever happen. It'll probably be more like Ray Parker Jr. and Shania Twain.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you okay with that? Okay.
We have Taylor Swift. We could go to Miley Cyrus.
There
We
you
can
go.
just keep going.
Yeah.
What, now that you are done with The Masked Singer this season, like why is this show so addicting? I mean, I love it. Like, what do you think it is? I mean, it's such a huge mega hit. Like, what is it that you think people just can't get enough of this
Yeah,
show?
yeah, I'm not sure what makes it such a mega hit, but I think the idea of seeing their favorite stars in a costume, it's an outrageous costume. So it's like crazy, crazy wear. And not knowing who it is and not being able to identify the voice and having them sing something without the oohs and the ahs that they would put in their normal record, which would identify them. You know, everybody's trying to just sing straight and you guess who it is. So I think it's just the fun of that, just the fun of guessing who. I was particularly concerned about, boy, if they're gonna unmask me, my hair is a mess, you know. But the guy says everybody gets unmasked and everybody's hair is a mess. I said, okay, I feel you. And at one point they were gonna come put some rubber cap over. I said, that'll cause more attention than just leaving my hair all messed up. I said, they know I had that funny costume on, so let's just let it work.
You're like, just like let it, play
Let it
out.
hang out. Yeah, let it hang out. What the heck?
Final two questions. If you had stayed on The Masked Singer, like, was there a particular song you had in your head that you just would have loved to have sang, or just something that you would have loved to have?
Yeah, I could have sang Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones or something like that. But you know, you get to sort of pick what you want to sing, but they have a lot of influence in that too, because they want to make it different and something that's different from what the other people are doing. So, you know, I sort of had a premonition that maybe they were going to unmask me because I said, well, it's around Halloween time. They're going to want me to sing that song. So I'm going to get kicked off just for that. So I'm hoping actually that they have me come back and do this again, you know, the different time of the year where I'm not so guessable. And, you know, it's not so obvious they're going to unmask me and make me sing Ghostbusters the same week as Halloween. And by the way, the only reason why the show's coming on tonight is because the World Series took over and
Right.
messed up our, otherwise they would have came out right at Halloween.
Right. The World Series put a wrench into it all. And
Exactly.
final, like, what advice would you give, all of your celebrity friends, if they were going to go on The Masked Singer, even though you wouldn't know because it is so,
Yeah. But
confidential?
if they were doing it, I would tell them, just go do it and have a good time. You know, don't expect anything special. Just go and have it's a fun show. The whole thing is comedy, the whole thing is fun. And I say just, you know, let loose and just have a good time.
And how shocked is your wife going to be when this is revealed?
Well, we have to do another interview and I'll let you know because it's going to be pretty interesting tonight.